Stolen Sports coming to you from NT Sports 24. And I have with me in the studio no other person than the president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria, Francis Orbih. Yeah, the man is in the studio here. Mr. President, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Quite interesting to have you. You're the man of the moment.
If you say so.
Because badminton gave Nigeria our first medal. Maybe it's Paralympics or Olympics or anything about Paris this year. It came from badminton first. And of course, whether you like it or not, the captain to the Olympics also, or the general team captain was from badminton. And of course, if he didn't show lots of promise and all that, he wouldn't be handed that huge responsibility. But the woman, the young lady we're celebrating at the moment is Mariam Eniola Bolaji. We all knew with the way she had been doing, especially in Spain and other parts of Europe, showing herself and all that. But tell us, how did we get here? How did Mariam Eniola Bolaji win, bronze for Nigeria? She could have won gold, but at times they'll say, just take what you have for now. Yeah. She's still very young. She has the opportunity to be at even 5 more Paralympics.
Well, I must say that Monday was a huge day for badminton in Africa. For us, it was an epoch-making day. Mariam was celebrated all over Africa.
Beautiful.
So from morning, after she won that third place match, we call it the golden bronze, actually.
Yes.
I mean, it's as good as that. I mean, it was call after call from different people in the badminton world across the continent and all over the world. And for us, you know why? It was the first time any African was winning a medal in either Paralympics or Olympics in para-badminton or badminton. No African has been on the podium. So the African president was over the moon. He was the first to call me because he was in that arena. The moment it was 21-9, he just started calling me and he was screaming. The world president was happy. For them in the Badminton World Federation, it showed that progress is being made because the gap between Africa and the other continents in badminton has been so huge. And the world body has been concerned to do things to see how we can, narrow that gap. So this was, and actually the world president had actually predicted to the African president that para was going to give Africa its first medal in badminton or para-badminton. And, so after that victory, he went over to the world president and said, I can now say that you are the man who saw tomorrow. And everybody was very happy. So for us as a federation, that it happened, during our tenure, shows that the work we have been doing over time. There's nothing as that sense of fulfillment when you see that results are coming, and so you feel vindicated and you feel like, yes, all that effort was not in vain. And that's what Mariam has done. But if you ask me, how did we get here with her? 2021, before then she was discovered by late coach Bello Oyebanji. And she wanted to play tennis. But he lured her to play badminton. And she started training. We already saw the signs, but nothing had happened. So 2021, the coach was also a player, and he was actually number 1 in Africa in his category. So it was a kind of, they were the early, para badminton is just picking up in Africa. Yes. At the time, only Uganda was taking part in para. Wow. Then Nigeria came in, and then we started giving them a tough time, and before you know it, we took over. So right now we are number 1 in Africa in para badminton. Beautiful. And so Oyebanji was one of the pioneer players, and then he started going into coaching at the same time, which is how he discovered her. And even Jeremiah, who also was at the Paralympics, but he couldn't get to the quarterfinals. So 2021, they were to go to Spain. That's the coach and Eniola. So he went to Lagos to process her visa and on his way back had an accident and died. So that was a major blow. In fact, the whole continent shook because everybody knew him. his level of commitment, his passion for para was something else. So it was a major loss for the continent, and we took it. And of course, that year, Mariam went to Spain and she won her first international gold medal. So I will tell you that Mariam is not new to records, making history. So that Spanish win was the first time any African won a gold medal at any para badminton international. So in 2022, for that feat, the BCA, Badminton Confederation Africa, gave her an award. So I received it on her behalf in South Africa. And when I was going, she told me she was dedicating that award to her late coach. So I made that statement, very emotional, and came back. Then 2022, she trained very seriously. That was the first time she was going to play All Africa. Then, of course, we got approvals and everything, back and forth. A day to the trip, the ministry called to say there was no money and that we should abort. It was so short that we could not react. So when she got the news, she called me, because before then she would call me. She needed shuttle, she needed this, I would send. And you know, at a stage she was having doubts. So she would call me, President, are they going? I said, Mariam, go and face your training. Why are you concerned about whether it's going to be possible? That's the work of the Federation. So leave us to do ours. You do yours. So when that thing happened, you can imagine how I felt. It was like her fears, had been. Yeah. So she called me and she cried on the phone. She cried for a very long time, and I just kept consoling her. So after that incident, I made up my mind that it won't happen again. So last year, herself and Jeremiah, I personally bought their tickets. Wow. Yeah, wow. I took them to Uganda, and they won how many gold medals in that outing. And after that, I will tell you something. World ranking is a function of how many tournaments you play. Yeah. So you don't have to win all. You might not even win so many, but you find out that you'll be very high up in the world, because if you get to quarterfinals, you get points. If you get to semifinals, you get points. So the higher you go, the more points you get. So participating at all, for some of them, some top series, that you are in the first round, there's a minimum points you get. So you find out that when you see that African players are ranked low, like Anu, it's not because he's not as good. Imagine his performance against the world number 6. Yeah. He lost 21-17, 21-17. Nobody, that has been the best performance of any African player ever. So you can imagine if he was more exposed. So Mariam played only 5 or 6 internationals. Wow. That qualified. Now, she didn't qualify for the Paralympics by ranking. When qualification closed, she didn't make it. So, but we kept pushing. It was after that qualification window that she won 2 Spanish internationals, gold medals. Then she shot up to world number 12, world number 7, world number 5, world number 3. At that point, of course, they could not but look in her direction. So she was given a wild card. That's how she got into the Paralympics. Because I remember the African president kept calling me that, he's praying that when the time comes, the world body will give her. She will be one of those who... So herself and Jeremiah got wild cards. They didn't qualify by So the point I'm making is, imagine if she had been exposed more. So luckily, when she went to Egypt and won the Egypt International, there was a Spanish lady there who came with, I think, a player or so, and there was a workshop. And she saw her and said, this girl, can she collaborate with the Federation? She has a training camp in Spain. She will take her in, accommodate her, feed her, train her for free. All she requires from us is anytime she needs her to come to Spain, we buy her return ticket. And I said, why not? So we jumped at it. And she said, if there's any competition within Europe or anywhere, we'll take care of her going. We'll pay for that, enter her for the competition, pay, and then, she'll come back to camp. And that's what we've been doing since last year. Wow. So she has been to Spain 3 times. This last one, she was in Spain for over 2 months or thereabout. So it was from Spain she moved to Paris. So she didn't even join the national campaign in Germany. She was in Spain all the way. So this lady did and she asked us, at the time she took this decision, she had not qualified for para. So she said she's hoping Mariam will qualify, but all she wants in return for what she will do for us is that if she qualifies, she wants to be the one to sit behind her and coach her. So when I was told, I said, is it only sit she wants? If she wants a bed, we will put it there for her to lie down. So we're excited and we started the journey. I can tell you, this is what you see today, it has paid off. She was already talented, she had already started winning before this woman took over. But I can tell you that she did a lot of work to improve on her performance. And then you made a statement that she could have won gold. That lady, she had beaten that lady before. She had beaten the world when she won the Dubai International. She beat the world number 1. She beat the world number 4. She beat the world number 5. Everybody that they lined up, she just beat everybody. So you can understand that what she now needs is just to,
to brushing.
Yes, and then her confidence level. When she lost the semi-finals,
it was really hard.
It was very painful and it was tough. She cried and everything. The minister came in,
we saw
had a pep talk with her, encouraged her to rise, and because I knew, there was nobody there that could beat her, seriously. I spoke with the lady, so she broke her racket, and she now took a racket that had a heavier head. She told me, because the lady is very, very detailed and meticulous, she said Mariam played 18 shots out with that new racket. So those were free shots to that lady. By how many points did she lose the matches? One was 21-16, the other one was 21-17. So she threw away 18. So that the opponent didn't fight for those points, she didn't play for them. So you can imagine if she had that game. So with that racket, she had less control of the shuttle, and it took a while to. So, but of course, by the next day when she played the third place match, she just ran over that lady, 21-9, 21-9. Yeah. So we are happy. We thank God. I'll share a personal story that Monday she won in the morning. So many calls on and on and on till 1 a.m. So of course my friends in the media were all on top of this. Everybody wanted to have a word. I was getting calls, come for interview and all that. So a radio station in Lagos said the next morning, 7:30 in the morning, they will have me for their interview. There will be a calling. So I said, okay. So, but when I was about to sleep, that morning, 1 a.m., I won't lie to you, this is something I've shared with a few friends. I was a bit reluctant. Why? I said I didn't want to sleep and wake up and find out it was a dream. So I was like, wow, why, can I sleep? No, can I just stay awake and let this just, so I was up. Then eventually sleep came in. And I said, so when in the morning they started calling me, that was what woke me up at about 7:20, that I should get ready for the program. I got up, I picked the phone, I saw who it was calling. Who it was that I was calling, and I remembered about the interview. Then I quickly checked my messages to see that, the story was, I took a deep breath. I said, thank God it was not a dream. I'm telling you, it was like a dream, and I can tell you till now, I'm still on top of the world.
I'm sure. See, I can feel it, and it's quite interesting. Yeah. I want to believe that, for those at home too, you will have felt that story well narrated. Yeah, I think the president can even write a book about, Mariam Eniola Bolaji's rise to the top. And of course, for you at home too, wanting to be part of it, what do you want to say about the feat of Mariam Eniola Bolaji at the Paralympic Games? And of course, we want to ask you one or two questions, and you might be lucky to win something nice for yourself, through the president here. So what do you want to say? What do you have to say out there? The number to call is right on your screen. And of course, please, if you're calling us, mute your television set. Put up the volume, or you put it off totally, so that we can hear ourselves. Let's avoid anything like feedback and all that. All right, Mr. President, let me just ask you this. We know the Paralympic Games, we're still overjoyed, so many things about it. But immediately after the Paralympics, what will be next? Because for some people, it might be like in 4 years' time that they will remember that somebody like that exists. But I do know that Badminton Federation It's always from one event to the other. So, what's next after the Paralympic Games?
Thank you very much. Before I answer that question, I would want to crave your indulgence, because I think it is very important that we recognize one or two people, organizations that supported us.
All right, just before you talk about that, I think we have our first caller on the show today.
Okay.
And that's maybe very soon we're going to hand you the number 2 jersey on the show. That's Vidal from Jikoi. Many thanks for calling us on the show today.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you so much. Just before you go, would you like to answer 1 or 2 questions from the president?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay, let the president ask you. Do you have any question for him, Mr. President?
Well, I don't know. Can you let us know the first international para badminton championship that Eniola won?
You talked about it not quite long.
What? Wow, you got it.
So Vidal, you know the way we run it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know if Tony has contacted you, because your details are with him now. But congratulations to you. You're a 2-time winner on the show. Congratulations, and thank you for always calling.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Vidal from Jikoi, a regular caller on the show, and that tells you he's been listening.
Yeah.
People don't joke with this program, and that's the beauty of it. You were saying something about.
So I felt we will not be doing justice if we don't. So in the rough and tough journey, I must tell you, it was not easy to get Eniola to play even those 6 internationals that led to our qualification. We talked to so many people, but only few responded. One of those was Mikano International. And we also have GIG. These 2 organizations, I must tell you, Mikano, when she was going back to Spain, they drove her to the airport in style with a luxury vehicle. I mean, I can imagine how she felt.
She was already celebrated without winning.
Exactly.
So that's
we
have another caller on the show today, Mr. President.
Okay.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. All right, please let me start begging my beautiful callers on the show today again. What we say is that please do not flash us. It's very serious business. We're talking the Paralympic Games. It's huge. Even the minister is like on top of the world now. I understand. It's just like redemption for Team Nigeria. Now we have a silver in the bag. We have a golden bronze in the bag. We're not returning home empty-handed. So we want you to join in the celebration. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. My name is Mr. Ituto from Sunday.
All right, your contribution, please.
I just want to commend the president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria.
Okay.
Mr. Orbih. He has been doing a wonderful job since he became the president of Badminton Federation of Nigeria. And I believe that he deserves all these achievements and records that Badminton has been achieving in Nigeria.
That's quite.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yes.
So you're watching us from Ogun State, right?
Yes, Sonny.
From Abeokuta Live. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for calling. Should we give him the opportunity to answer a question?
I'm sure he will get it.
Okay, because that would be an expo. So let's give another person the opportunity. But Mr. Jesus Tofumi.
Thank you very much.
We know the performing federations in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Sunday.
So, and of course, they deserve all the accolades. Thank you so much for calling in today. Very clear audio from your side. Thank you. I want to believe that our signals too are very clear in Abeokuta. We always get calls from Taraba to Jalingo, from Taraba to Maiduguri to, Jos. We have our number one jersey in Jos. We have, so many guys in Lagos, from Ondo State, from Lokoja, all parts of the country, from Port Harcourt. People watch us and it's quite interesting. Even some people reach out to us from Egypt. So many people tell us they're watching us from different parts of the world too. So we're global now, we're global. So before I release Mr. President, let's take another call on the show. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Oh, that call.
Good morning and thank you for joining us.
I think that call is not clear.
I think it wasn't.
I wanted to tell you that unfortunately today is a day that, with the mood, a lot of people
can win something.
Not just something. We've not talked about what they have won.
Okay.
Because in the spirit of this celebration is something bumper.
It's something huge.
Yes.
Please don't joke. Just call in. Keep calling in. You can win something on this show today.
Before we receive the next call, I mentioned the.
All right. Let's just take this one.
All right.
Hello. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from? All right. We have another caller on the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from? We can see from your name that you're a coach.
Yes, I'm calling from Bauchi, the capital state of Bauchi.
From Bauchi. All right. Your contribution, please.
Yes, I really want the federation to lay more emphasis on this athletes.
Okay.
They make us proud all the time when they went to the tournament. They make us proud. So I always follow the program with you, and I watch it on my DSTV so that I know how they did. They make us proud always when they are in the tournament. So I want the federation to be more emphasize on this issue of the grassroots and try to organize diverse competitions from the grassroots that will have more athletes from the para, so that they can make them to be professionals.
All right. Thank you so. Thank you so much. You do appreciate. Thank you. Just wait and answer your question from the president. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. You have the floor.
Yeah. Thank you for calling in. Can you tell us the year that Eniola won her first African title?
Yeah.
The year that she won her first African title. Just try. Just see. Just try. Just mention a year. She started not quite long, so just mention 1 year. 20 words. 20. Is it 20?
Oh no, you missed it.
You missed it.
Okay. Some other time. No.
Sorry. So sorry you missed it.
Okay.
It's so painful.
Yeah, no problem.
By the end of the day, if the president decides that maybe we should send something to you, no problem.
No, it's not a decision. It's already decided.
Okay, the president wants to give you something. Wait, stay on the line.
Your answer was very close. So for that attempt, we'll be sending something to you.
Please send your details to this number, okay? Your name, your phone number, and your account details to this number, please.
I want to quickly respond to what he said about the federation paying attention. So 2017, when I became president, Mr. Samuel Ekweoma from Abia and Coach Bello Oyebanji came for the Lagos International. And in the busy schedule, they told me they needed to see me. So they dragged me out to a corner. I remember vividly, under a canopy. And they came to make a case for para, that they've not been encouraged, and I gave them my word. I said, para is going to gain all the attention that they deserve under my watch. And that's how that journey started. So today, what we are seeing is as a result of, I can tell you so many more that we've done. Okay, last year we had the first National Para Badminton Championship. Okay, and then let me now break the big news. For the first time, Nigeria will be hosting an International Para Badminton Championship next year. We were just granted the hosting right by the Badminton World Federation, and the African body has given us back-to-back to host the African Para Badminton Championship same next year. And all these we are going to have in Abia, Umuahia, courtesy of the Abia state government. They've done a lot. You know, I mentioned organizations, Abia and Kaduna State. They've done a lot at different times. They sponsored players to international championships.
All right, quite beautiful. I think we have another caller. That's going to be our last caller on the show because time is fast spent. We still want Emmanuel to come and say one or two. All right, good morning and thank you for joining us on the show.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, our president here.
Very clear.
Good morning.
You have to win something on the show today. So your name and where you're calling from?
This is Francis calling from Akwa Ibom.
Francis from Akwa Ibom.
My
I like
namesake.
the fact that you have won something already. What do you have to say, please?
I really thank the Eniola. That is, she has made us proud.
Yeah.
She has made us proud. Even with the situation of the country, she made us to forget about some of the situation.
Yeah.
I really thank you.
That's quite beautiful.
Congratulations to the president. Congratulations to the Eniola.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations to you too, Mr. Francis. So, Mr. President, we have no time on the show. A very quick question to your namesake.
I'll repeat the last question. What year did Eniola win her first African title?
I think it's 2021.
You moved away further. Okay, no problem. My namesake, and for attempting. So what we give to the last caller? Who
we'll give to you.
It will be higher than what we will give to him.
So just send your details to this number, your phone, this number, and of course your phone number, your account details, and your full name. Let us know that you're calling from. You called from Akwa Ibom.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Francis.
So before I go off, actually, Eniola won her first. In fact, she didn't just win a gold in Uganda 2023.
Yeah,
4 gold medals. 4. That's what she came back with.
it's like she came. You know, there was a time that a boxer went to fight for Nigeria, and he just gave his opponent within 6 seconds. He was done beating the guy, and they're like, "What's the problem?" So he just put all the problems in Nigeria.
Without
I just gave you one.
And then let me give you one final, highlight. Dubai, Egypt, all internationals Eniola has ever played, she beats everybody 2-0. So even in these Paralympics, that semi-final that she lost is the only, one she lost. Every other game, even in the bronze medal match, it was 2-0.
Quite beautiful. Quite.
Yeah.
Do you want? Should we take one more call? Just one more.
Why not? Let's do it.
One more call. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from? I'm seeing Francis in your name. Okay. Where are you calling from? All right. Quickly, please. What's your contribution? All right. Okay. Quickly take your question from the president because you're our last caller on the show today.
Good morning. Thank you for calling in. Can you tell us the last international that Eniola won before she qualified for the Paralympics?
Can you tell us the last international tournament that she won before she went to the Olympics, before she qualified for the Olympics?
I think the one in Ghana.
No.
Not an African. Just try. Try. It's been mentioning the country since.
I think Ghana.
No.
Not in Africa.
That means he wasn't listening.
All right, no problem. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for
calling. And of
calling.
course, Mr. President, we want to thank you so much for coming today. Not
Thank you
really
very
easy.
much.
We know all the stations in Nigeria want you now, and you made out time to come here today to come and be part of the show. Many thanks for joining.
Eniola is back. He's coming back this evening.
Beautiful.
And
Please,
she'll be
we would
arriving.
love it if you can. Is it
She'll be
possible?
arriving in Abuja.
Can she come to the studio
by-
on Monday? Is it possible?
Well, Monday is possible, yeah. Unfortunately, I think one other station will beat you to it because they are having her tomorrow.
Mr. President will be on it. She has to honor NTA first.
No,
thank you for coming, Mr. President.
Thank you for having me.
Quite
I appreciate
beautiful.
you. Thank you.
All right.
And I must commend you guys. I mean, the media and NTA particularly has done a lot for us, because they say if you light a candle and put under the table, nobody sees the light. So you're always projecting what we do and encouraging us. And that is why this kind of moments, we are happy to share them with you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you for coming on the show. It's still AM Sports. We have just like a minute or two, but I must bring Emmanuel to come and say one or two about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So let's go on this quick break and have Emmanuel back.